So under team, what we can do, we can actually, this is UiPath a console. First coming to open, where you can open an existing project. If you want to create a new project, you can click start option. Under start option, these many projects we can create a process or test automation, template, library, and a transaction process. But very frequently we use a process, library, or a transactional process. Please remember this. Then coming to tools. So these are the tools provided by UiPath. So UI Explorer, project dependencies, mass update tool, repair tool for Microsoft Office, and extensions. Extensions are nothing but plugins. Okay, so if you want to execute your UiPath processes on Chrome, we need to install UiPath extension in Chrome. See, I will check you. I will show you. This is the UiPath extension. How can you say the UiPath extension is there? Let's go to settings. Under settings, you can go to extensions. Under extensions, you can see UiPath web automation extension. For Chrome, I have already installed. That's why it is showing UiPath web automation. Okay. If you are not yet installed, you can simply click and install button will be there. You simply click OK button. That's all. It automatically, the extension will be created. See, Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Citrix, VMware Horizon, Excel add-on, Microsoft Remote Desktop and apps, Silverlight applications. That means UiPath support these many applications. Okay, you can create processes or a RPA script on Chrome browser or Firefox browser or Edge browser, or for Java based applications, Citrix based applications. Okay, and then VMware based applications, Horizon applications, and also we can create a Silverlight based testers. And templates we have seen. So these are the templates actually UiPath supports. Okay, but very frequently we use a process, transactional process, background process, robotic process, enterprise framework, and trigger based unattended automation. Okay, so along with that, it also supports so many. Here you can see templates. See, keep on coming new templates. Then coming to team, what is the use of team? We can create and connect your RPA projects to the Git repository. Either you can clone the repository or copy to Git, Git the initialization and all. But you need to have a Git installed on your local system. Coming to settings. Under settings, these are the options. Okay, these are general options. So UiPath supports multiple languages. Here you can see English, France, Dutch, Portuguese, and then Brazil and so on. But ideally, you can select English. Remaining settings don't change anything actually. So like theme also, I'm just selecting the light or dark. I selected light basically. Okay. Then coming to design part, where you can see auto backup interval. 30,000 milliseconds means automatically it will save your project within 30 seconds. Okay, for every 30 seconds it will your project will be saved. Okay, so open project behavior, no tabs, and these settings don't change any kind of settings. Please remember, don't change any kind of settings. Okay, and then execution also, output console size 200 lines. If you want to increase, you can increase it actually. Okay, design style, use C# language. As I told you, UiPath supports two languages. One is VB.NET, other one is C#. Okay, so you can directly choose using C# language for designing style. Okay, if you want to use actually. If you don't want, you can simply click no. Okay, but default settings are actually very good for learners. Don't change any kind of settings. Okay, so connection service for new projects, use modern for new projects, modern for new projects, object repository enforced, and then slim view for collapsed activities and all. But these concepts we'll discuss later once we have discussed the basic concepts. Locations, the project will be stored here. Okay, the projects will be stored here automatically. Okay, your projects are also published under robots. Here you can see under robots. And what about library? This is where your library file will be stored. Actually, these are different locations for projects. Okay. Coming to manage sources, basically we need lot of packages needs to be used in our UiPath. From where these resources will be connected, these are actually different URLs. From these URLs only we are going to connect resources. Coming to license and profile, if you want to change the profile, you can change the profile. There are 3 different profiles. See, UiPath Studio and UiPath X. You can choose any one of these profiles. Okay. So currently we are using UiPath Studio. Let it be. Okay. Then coming to teams. So how many version controls actually RPA supports? As I told you, your RPA tool UiPath supports Git. Git is actually open source distributed version control system. Okay, so this can be used to handle large size projects. And SVN, Apache Subversion, is also a software versioning and revision control system. So it's also open source. You don't need to procure any license. If you want to enable, you can simply click the enable. Automatically, source control plugin will be added and restart the studio to apply the changes. But I don't want to do it. Just do it later. Okay, just disable it. Along with that, actually, TFS is a version control system. Provides version control, reporting, requirement management, project management by the Microsoft itself. Okay, if you want to add this plugin, you can add by simply clicking on this select box. Here you can see on and off button is there. You can click on and off. Labs. What is labs? Okay, labs is very important actually. Whenever UiPath provides a new features, experimental feature, those features you can see here. Okay, so just go to help. So these are the various documentations available here. UiPath source 2021 8.4. This is a version which you are using, community license for user installation. So orchestrator, company policy, and generated governance file and all, and then update channel, preview, and so on. But you don't change anything over there. Yes, definitely you don't do any kind of changes. Okay. Coming to open. No, go to start. Have you installed the software first of all? If you are not yet installed, I will show you the installation part also quickly how to install. First, you have to go to UiPath. Okay. Here you can see UiPath Studio free trial. Okay, and you can simply click here. Okay. See, this is actually only 60 days trial. UiPath Studio, and where you can see Studio X, Studio, and Studio Pro. All 3 versions will come. Okay. Fill all the details, and automatically the software will be downloaded over here. Okay. See, this is a software. This will get after filling all the details. This is the software you will get. Where is that? So let me check. Okay. UiPath.msi. Okay, star.msi. Okay, so here somewhere .msi file. Okay, don't worry. Fill all these details. Automatically, you will get a software downloaded in your local system. Okay, software gets downloaded on your local system. Yeah, I'm just sharing this form to you. Control C. Given the please install from your end also. Okay. See, after filling all those details, you just click request trial. Automatically, one downloadable file will be downloaded here. You have to double click and keep on entering the details. Okay. There is another option. Otherwise, another option is UiPath Cloud. Okay. Orchestrator login. Just click here. Okay, you see, log into UiPath Cloud Platform. This is also another approach. Just click here. So if you click here, automatically it will ask for login details. You have to log in. Basically, I have already logged in. I'm just going to log out. Okay, so I'm going to log out basically. Here you can see, okay, log into UiPath Cloud Platform. Okay, UiPath Cloud Platform. You just click here. Okay, dismiss. Okay. Just going to log out. Okay, so earlier it was login. Now I'm going to log in. How to log in? You can use actually with your Google account. With your Google account, first we have to create a Google account. By default, everybody have a Google account. Okay, just click this continue with Google. So just select any one of these accounts. Any one of the Google account can be selected. After that, you will go to UiPath community form. Okay, here you can search with UiPath orchestrator. Okay, this is a word search keyword. Just click orchestrator. Yeah. Okay. Here again we come here, and there you can simply try UiPath free, and then click here, and then you can fill all the required details, and then you can log into the system. But I have already downloaded and installed. That's why it is directly going to orchestrator. Continue with the existing organization. Yes. Okay. See, I'm already a member. That's why it is not actually going to download page. Okay. Here you can see I'm already a member. Here also you'll get a link. Download UiPath Studio. You can also click the UiPath Studio download link and you can download. There are multiple options basically. So if you don't want to do all these things, you want to straight away directly download the file, just go to Google and download with UiPath download. Okay, community download. We can give UiPath community edition download. That's all. Okay, automatically come here and then we see here, you can see UiPath Studio free trial. Just click here, automatically will download the files after filling all the required details. Okay. Can you do this? Yeah. Yeah. Please download first. If you don't have, if you have already, it's okay. You can ignore. Then coming to create a process. I'm just going to create a process. So this is a blank process. Day 22. Okay. I'm using VB here. You can see the option. This is a location. If you want to change the location, you can definitely do that. Okay. Where you want to create. So go to, I have only one drive, that is C drive. Okay. UiPath files. This is where I'm going to create. Okay. So UiPath can simply say create a new project, press new folder. UiPath projects. Okay. Yeah. Click select folder. Okay. So just click create. This is the best option. We are creating a new project. Okay, so new project has been created. Now coming to the ribbon, this is the main ribbon where we can create a new sequence, flowchart, state machine, and global handler. I will explain these things later one by one. Okay, then you can save all the files and export as a template. We can also export as a template. We can debug the file, run the file, and run a particular main file and all. Okay, and then here editor options, cut, copy, paste. Okay, here manage projects. We can manage a project basically. So first we will create a simple workflow. So here they have given a this is actually canvas. We call this panel as a canvas. Just this is a main canvas. Just click open main workflow. This is a main workflow. Okay, in this workflow here you can see and drop, sorry, drop activity here. We can drop activities here. Where is activities? I will explain later. Okay. See, here you can see manage packages. Just click manage packages. These are the packages were there by default. If you want to add other packages, we can add it. For example, I want to handle PDF related automation. Okay, so no packages. Just go to all packages. Just enter here PDF. See, UiPath PDF activities. Just click here, install. Okay, so it is already installed. It's already installed. Okay, so go back to project dependencies now. See UiPath PDF activities. It has been added to our project. Okay, just click all package. These are the packages supported by packages. Nothing but a library files. Library files supported by UiPath. Okay, so local. These are the local. I'm just going to close it. Actually, PDF I have already entered. I just want to remove the filter. Okay, so these are the packages already available in your local system. Okay, so these are local system PDF. These are actually official. Okay, provided by the UiPath itself, and there are third-party libraries also. These are the third-party libraries. Okay, so these are the offline packages supported by Microsoft Visual Studio and Orchestrator Host. You can ignore for time being. These are also set of packages. Nugget.org, from Nugget.org also we can download a lot of packages if you want. See, these many packages we can include, but currently you no need to install any packages. By default, everything is there in your application by default. Okay, so no need to add any kind of packages. Please remember that. Okay, so many packages are. Go to settings, just close it. Manage packages can be closed. Okay, yes. Okay, now go to project now. So this is the main canvas. As I told you, you can drag and drop the activities. Coming to project, here these many this is the project called a day 22. This is the project name. Inside this, these are the dependencies. Okay, dependents means these packages are required to create a process. These are entities and settings. Under settings, actually, we see release settings and design settings, and then debug settings. Okay, debug, design, and the release settings. But don't touch these settings. Okay, by default, the settings folder would be created by the RPA tool itself. Okay, this is main.xaml file. This is where we create activities. Just click activities, and here I just want to create a sequence. Sequence means what actually? A set of child activities. That means a sequence is nothing but a set of child activities. Here you can see sequence. Okay, what are the workflows we have? These are the workflows: sequence, flowchart, state machine, and global handler. These are the workflows. Under a type of workflow, sequence we will see. Okay, sequence. Just drag and drop here, sequence. Okay, we have only 10 minutes time. We'll quickly do the sequence. Drag and drop here. That's all. Drag. Okay. Now just right. Just add one more thing called write line. Okay. So I'm just entering hello world. Okay. Hello world. Okay. Okay. So if you click a sequence, corresponding properties panel will be there on your right side. So here the sequence name, right? If you want to change the new sequence name, you can do that. Main sequence. Okay, so that's it. And then see here, right line. This is the display name. If you want to change, you can change the display name also. Okay, send the text. Okay, where you want to send the text? If you want to store the text into some another variable, you can do that. I will do it. I will explain it later. Okay, so but this is actually write line. Write line, once you execute, just run how to run. Actually, this is the file. Okay, just click debug file. Automatically the file will be executed and you can see the results. Where you can see the test results, Okay, we can see the results here in output because we have used a write line. Here you can see hello world. Execution started, execution ended. Okay. So on right side, you can see properties and you can also see the resources. These are the resources and processes. Okay. So get full path to my file and get notepad automation. These are actually whole process which we have created. Okay. Okay, clear. So these are the resources. Under resources, we can see the first one is properties. Okay. So just click main sequence and you can see the properties and you can see the outline. So this is the actually objects and then activities. Okay. So you can ignore for time being, but these are actually the overall details of the front end. Overall details of the front end. This is the main ribbon. This is on right side. We can see the resources. Under resources, we can see properties, outline, and then objects is repository, and then activity coverage. On left side, you can see projects. So this is a project which I have created, and settings. Sorry, activities. Under activities, we have so many activities. We'll discuss one by one later. Okay. Then finally, snippets. Okay. See, in main canvas, we have 3 more tabs here. These are variables. If you want to create a variable, you can create a variable basically. Okay. So I will create a one more example how to create a variable. This is just select the first main sequence, create a variable. Okay. Variable name. What is input value? We can say input value. This is string type. Okay. And then I'm going to create a one more activity here, that is input dialog. Input. Okay. Dialog. Input dialog basically it accepts data from the end user. Means as a end user, you are also end user. You can okay. Please enter data for demo purpose. Please enclose everything in double quotes. See, in the UiPath, everything should be enclosed in a double quotes. Please remember this. Okay. Input label. What is the input label? Value here. Okay. So text box. So value entered is you have to enter the value, right? Value entered. Okay. So just go to properties here. Okay. So value here. Options. If you want to select any option, you can select. This is a title. And the result I want to store. Where you want to store the result? Just go here. Okay. So the variable name is input val. Input val I want to store. Okay. So enter. Okay. Come here and then message box. Message box. Okay. Just type here the value. Value is actually input val. That's all. Control S. Okay. Run this program now. So if you run this program, okay, I will show you quickly. Okay. So first, it just come here and hello world and then input dialog box. Yes, here you see. Please enter data for demo purpose. Value here is okay. What's the value here? Value is actually okay. Get any value actually CT or a soft. Just click OK. Okay. See, it automatically shows in the message box. Control A soft. Okay. This is a very simple process basically. This is a very simple process which we have created. Okay. So we stop here anyway for today. We'll discuss remaining topics on Monday. Tomorrow we don't have class. So Monday we'll have. Just let me know if you have any questions.